You're good.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 41 of the Game Bolt Podcast, the official podcast of thegamebolt.com, which posts to iTunes every Tuesday and YouTube every Wednesday, and it is your weekly dose of lightning in a bottle. And because Grant cannot be here, I am your host, Brett, and joining me this week, also, we are streaming this. Shout out to Cody for streaming it. Joining me this week is none other than Dylan. I like to eat tacos.
How did you know I went and got Taco Bell before this?
Wait, really?
I'm not even kidding you. That's why I was like, hey, wait, I need to go get dinner.
I mean, I'm kind of a psychic, so I guess you could say that works.
Well, alrighty.
Science, maybe? I don't know. I could prove it somehow. And also joining us is Kyle.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Just fine? Are you, you're great? Yeah, just okay?
Just fine.
Okay, that's fair.
A bit peachy.
Just
but
okay.
fine.
Okay, well, it's Monday, so that's fair.
He's passable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Kyle, do you want to know a fun fact about Dylan?
Sure.
Okay, so when Dylan was 17 years old, he walked into a store and bought milk.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I will have you know that's slanderous. I've never done such a thing.
Listen, Dylan, I know everything there is to know about everything, especially the JRPG. I invented it.
Oh God, don't even get me started on that.
Oh, no.
Don't even get me started on that.
Oh, man. Speaking of JRPGs, transition. Kyle, you are playing a certain JRPG that's quite hefty.
Yes.
What is it?
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
How is it?
It's perfect.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it. It's just there's just something super special about it.
There's a magic to it too that you have with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
It's wonderful. It really is. Like it's truly my game of the year, and that's funny since it came out in December, but
Nothing wrong with that.
it's just I don't know how to explain it. It kind of hit me. And it's just like I've been waiting for this game for 4 years.
Yeah, I know you've been anticipating for a long time.
So
Was this the game that was originally announced just as X?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. I've been waiting for a while, but I still don't have it yet.
Just the graphics, the soundtrack, and just everything about it I love. It's like playing Final Fantasy 14 by yourself.
Listen, Kyle, that's a bold statement. Let me teach you something here about Final Fantasy 14. I'll explain it to you in 5 minutes when it's my turn to speak about what I'm playing. But really, I mean, all the reviews I've read, and I've watched a couple of video reviews of for Xenoblade Chronicles X, and like the one complaint regarding the soundtrack is New Los Angeles. Like it has like a sound that just doesn't fit, or like it just isn't. It's like not really the best,
hip hop and
music.
J-rock.
Okay, that's a bold combination.
And honestly, I love it. I loved hip hop track. I love J-rock tracks. I just love the soundtrack as a whole. Like most of the songs are lyrical. Like they have lyrics, and I find it fitting for the game because it's a sci-fi game, but it's not like super into the future like Xenosaga or whatever. 2054. So I think it just suits like the modern / like future vibe.
Right.
And I just think it's good. And I'm a huge sucker for like video game soundtracks. So I'm glad that it's actually really good.
Yeah. It seems to be a huge world. Like, is that overwhelming to you at all?
As playing like a bunch of open world RPGs and stuff this year, not really. It's huge. But it's kind of overwhelming in a sense at first anyway.
Yeah, I think that's how most open worlds are.
Yeah, there's like 5 like areas, and each area is like huge. Like I'm about 40 hours in. I've only explored the first 3 areas, and I haven't even fully explored them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And there's quests. There's affinity quest, a story quest, a basic quest, and normal quest.
Okay.
So just a lot to do in this game, and I find it really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been out for not even a week. It's been a week since it came out. So
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
and I've already logged 40 hours into it.
Look
So
at you. You're a man on a mission, my friend.
so yeah, I'm really really enjoying it.
Feels like a
It's
full-time
just
job.
but yeah, it gives me a reason to go back to my Wii U other
Yeah.
than so it's the reason I bought my Wii U, which I bought my Wii U a year ago. So it's
Nice.
just really cool to play the game that I've been so excited for 4 years, and to be as
So,
good as I was hoping it to be.
yeah, it lives up to the hype, which is always fantastic. Did you? I know. Have you played Xenoblade Chronicles? You may have mentioned you've played Xenosaga or another Xeno game before.
Yeah, I played Xenosaga Episode 2. I didn't finish it because there's like a huge difficulty spike.
Hmm.
But and
What?
I played Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS, new 3DS,
Hmm.
but I haven't got too far into it, and
Right.
because of Fallout 4.
Right.
So, but what were you saying, Dylan?
What what does it? Because I am entirely in the dark about this game. I really didn't follow it mainly because I don't have a Wii U, and
You should.
um, I know I really want a Wii U. But like, if you were to describe its play style, is it very much like Final Fantasy 12 and onward in terms of like its combat mechanics? Because
um,
originally, I remember it was pitched as more Monster Hunter like.
Honestly, like it's active battle. So you got um like you auto attack, then you have these arts that you use to like deal more damage or give you buffs or whatever. So in that aspect, it feels like a Final Fantasy MMO, like Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy 11.
Hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, like Final Fantasy 12 and stuff in a way. But
Okay, all right, I got you.
Yeah, I loved the combat in Xenoblade Chronicles. Just like the way it's more interactive. Like like an active time battle Final Fantasy. You're casting fire. It's like, okay, in 5 seconds I'll cast protect. But in Xenoblade, it's like I'm gonna do this move that'll lower his defense, and then I'm gonna sneak around back, and then do like a powerful backslash that not only deals more damage because I'm attacking from behind, it does even more damage because his defense is lowered. So
yeah,
there's a little bit of tactical sense to it, and you're more into it. It's more immersive that way, and I
and
really appreciate that. And you can upgrade your arts. I know in Xenoblade Chronicles you can upgrade your arts and stuff.
yeah.
But
And in contrast to Xenoblade Chronicles, you create your own character, and with that, there's um there's 9 different classes. There is the hold on. I have the Twitch stream playing and the audio is playing over it.
no,
But
nice.
anyways, I was saying that there's 9 different classes. Technically there's 4 classes at the beginning. There's like a basic commando type class with I believe a knife and an assault rifle or
Okay.
something. And then because there's like different types of weapons, and those weapons are secluded to different classes.
Hmm.
Okay.
And so when you get past that class, and there's like 3 choices, and each of those 3 choices have 4 different paths after you level it up to a certain extent.
Okay.
So you can have like very different like classes, and the cool thing is you're not locked to any one class. You can like do them all, max them all out, and make your character who you want your character to be.
Right. That's awesome.
So yeah, there's just like a whole different bunch of weapons, and there's like a whole lot more variety than there ever was in Xenoblade Chronicles.
Now, I've one question, then we'll move on from Xenoblade Chronicles X. I know in gameplay I've seen you've utilized guns. Do they
Yeah.
play a significant factor in terms of combat? Like, is it kind of like a complementary weapon,
No,
or can it like deal heavy damage like a sword or like a bow would?
so basically you have these 2 different type of weapons. There's your melee weapons, and then there's your ranged weapons. Ranged weapons are typically guns, and melee weapons can be swords, knives, whatever,
Right. Right.
even lightsabers. which are
What?
called lightsabers,
Holy hell!
which are actually called photon sabers, but they're pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
So basically, you use these two weapons at the same time. Like what I mean by that is that you press, I believe it's the top button on the Wii U controller.
God, is ZR and something
I
else?
can't remember. No, like
I'm watching my.
the top face button. So
Y, I would presume, or X or something.
yeah, X. So you press X to change what weapon you're using, the melee weapon or the ranged weapon. And when you use a ranged weapon, it's going to charge up your ranged arts. And when you use my weapon, you're going to charge up your melee arts. So all the arts are tied to specific weapons.
Okay. Huh.
So that's how
sounds pretty interesting.
they're used. So you're constantly switching between the melee weapon and the ranged weapon throughout combat.
Okay, nice.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty dynamic in that way.
Yeah. I've been like you. I've been anticipating this game since it was announced as X, and it's a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles, one of my favorite JRPGs. I was like, oh heck yeah! I haven't had the money for it, so that's why I'm not playing it right now. And truthfully, I'm just kind of burnt out in open world games. Like I played Fallout, I've played too much, too many open world games this year. So I maybe at some point, next year it'll be a game I want to play. But we'll see. I'll pick it up eventually for sure.
There's skulls as well, which
yeah,
also
the robots.
and they're dynamic too.
Those
combat.
look so cool to use. But yeah, I mean, I'll eventually get it for sure.
Yeah, you definitely should. It's like probably, despite not having played a lot of like Nintendo's games for the Wii U, it's probably like at the very top of like the Wii U's best games.
Oh, nice.
And it's awesome. It's just I love it. I really do.
There you
go.
What else? What else are you playing? You can finish your thought, and I was going to ask what else you were playing, so you can finish your thought now.
It kind of surprises me too that I like it so much, just because this year has been like extremely busy.
Mm-hmm.
You have The Witcher 3, Bloodborne, Fallout 4, and all this MGS 5, and just a bunch of different AAA games. And then Xenoblade Chronicles comes at the very end of the year, and it's automatically my game of the year within an hour of playing it.
There you go. That's awesome. Anyways, moving on, Kyle. What else have you been playing?
I just picked up Steam World Heist today for my 3DS. And I've always been a fan of tactical RPGs, so it's kind of, even though it's like very stark in contrast to Steam World Dig,
mm-hmm.
I really like it. Like I've only played like about like hour and a half of it so far, but I could tell it's going to be like a really good game. It has like a very steampunk soundtrack, of course.
Nice.
So it's very like cowboyish and steampunkish, even though it's set in space. But if you know anything about SteamWorld, then that's kind of what you would know anyway. But yeah, it's enjoyable. It's like you have to put some thought into it because it's actually pretty difficult. And I'm not playing on normal. I'm playing like I guess like the hard mode.
Okay,
And
I played like the first fight today, but I kind of just reset it because I skipped some cutscenes because I had like 5 minutes to want to get a feel for it. I think there's like normal, then there's like very hard. I don't know the official names, but there's like the hardest mode and the one below that between normal and the hardest, and I chose the one in the middle. So it's not like unforgiving, but it could still give you quite a challenge.
Yeah, it's even pretty, in my opinion, it's pretty like inventive of the tactical RPG genre, because you have like these weapons. You have like the sharpshooter guns, which basically you can like aim and like ricochet off of walls.
I noticed that.
Awesome.
I thought that was so cool.
I'm really happy with because I loved SteamWorld Dig, and as much as I like wanted to just see more of SteamWorld Dig, I'm kind of happy to see Image and 4 branch out and make such a like bigger game
Mm-hmm.
than what they had done with Dig.
Yeah,
Is
and
this just on 3DS right now, or is this
it's
platforms right now?
it's only released on 3DS for right now. They've always had plans to release them on like the PS4, Xbox One,
Mm-hmm.
PC,
Because I know
and
Dig's on
Vita.
numerous platforms. So
But those are all going to be HD versions, and they made Dig for the 3DS first. So
okay.
I probably like 6 months from now, we're going to see the game on those other consoles and like better, like
Mm-hmm.
graphically and stuff. So
Okay.
Right. It looks so much fun. I never played SteamWorld Dig, but I've heard great things about Heist, and I love a nice tactical game. So I'm excited to get my hands on it and give it an extensive play session either tonight or tomorrow.
yeah, you definitely should because it's as far as like a tactical RPG, and especially on the 3DS, it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Dylan,
Yes.
what are you playing, sir?
What am I playing? Um, well, let's start out with what I am playing currently, as opposed to what the last month of my life has been dedicated to. Right now, I'm playing Dark Souls 1, um, because I played Dark Souls 2, I don't know how many times at this point, and I've never beaten Dark Souls 1, but
I
I
haven't.
I got really far into it before my 360 red ringed.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was depressing.
Yeah.
But then I bought an Xbox One, and everything was fine.
Hmm.
Um, Playing through Dark Souls 1 again, I forgot how much I just love the Souls series. I'm going to play through Dark Souls 1, and I kind of want to beat Demon Souls as well before Dark Souls 3 comes out
Hmm.
in the first quarter next year. I think it's April is they actually have a release date for
April
it now.
12th.
Yeah. Um, I'm playing through Majora's Mask on 3DS.
Fantastic game.
I'm just kind of burning through it. I beat it earlier this year, but I'm giving a panel which I'll probably have up on the site within the next few weeks. But I'm giving a panel in 4 days, so I kind of need to brush up on all that. So I'm replaying it all the way through. But the game that has dominated my life was Fallout 4. Oh my god, I love it so much.
There you go.
Every Bethesda game that comes out, I just lose a portion of my life to, and it's part of me. I'm like, well, I'm on medical leave from work, so let's see what happens. And this basically became a full-time job plus like plus
Overtime.
overtime. Yeah,
Man, that's
but
awesome.
I adore Fallout 4. I love the Bethesda formula for how they handle their open world games. Um, I know there's so many complaints about it, like the hackneyed kind of storyline they've got going on with the
I
main.
enjoyed it. I thought it was, a solid story personally.
Yeah, without getting into too many spoilers, a lot of what people are saying it seems like it's all opinionated, but when you actually take a step back and look at the ethics behind each of the factions, like there are clearly different reasons for each one of the outcomes.
Yeah.
And I think all of the different outcomes that you can possibly have are warranted within the factions that you can become a part of. Um, I know that's been a lot of the complaints, and then I love the new perk system. I think what they
Oh
tried to do,
yes.
like with Skyrim, they almost started doing that with Skyrim, where it was less based on like these like your skill points that you got to arbitrarily put in. Like I'm going to put skill points in unarmed, like it was in Oblivion and Fallout 3 and New Vegas,
Hmm.
and then it moved to it's based on how much you use your skill, and then you got to balance it out based on what skills you used, but each of the perks did something different. And I like how this is just based solely on the perks and solely on the specials because it adds so many interesting things that you can do with it. And I've been putting out build articles on the site just because I have a fun time looking at the perk tree and going, what weird things can I make happen with all
An
this?
idiot savant build, which is pretty much what I did my first playthrough.
I don't like the idiot savant perk. I don't know. I
It
don't.
it it detracts from a lot of creativity because I love the ability to like kill this guy. Okay, get 600 experience as opposed to like 50. It's like, oh heck yeah. But then it's like, well, damn it, I can't, make some sweet power armor, like
Yeah.
add perks as power armor, like add this, I can't upgrade my fat man. It's like, oh man, like it's so discouraging. But and like I want to increase my intelligence, but idiot savant isn't gonna happen as often. So it's kind of like it's they kind of just uh like knock each other out in that
It's
respect. It's like, ah,
it's like it's a different thing because I went with one of the builds that I did was actually it was a change it between the marksman and infiltrator builds on the two different things that I did where it was just a stealth based character, and it's a stealth character in a Bethesda game, so it's broken as all hell.
yeah, oh yeah,
Uh, the scary moment is when I shoot something with a sneak attack and it doesn't die in the first hit, then I know I've got a problem.
oh yeah,
Uh, but I've played it to damn near completion. I think I have in the single digits of non-repeatable quests left. I have
oh wow,
all, yeah, I've got every single place except for the Brotherhood's area as a settlement under my control. I have all the companions on my side. It's just a matter of actually like getting all my relationships up with them.
mm-hmm.
Every settlement has, like I've built on every one of them, and I'm to the point where I just kind of have to find things to do for like to keep myself busy because I don't want to stop playing the game, but at the
Yeah,
same time I run out of things to do, which is and that's a complaint that I'll agree with is that if you compare the amount of quests in Fallout 4 to the amount of quests in like Skyrim or in any other Bethesda game for that matter, I am blown away at how little there is to do because I think they're trying to like play out the repeatable quests a lot more. But I
yeah.
swear to God, if I have to kill raiders for 10 Pines Bluff one more time, I will blow a gasket.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. You mean like faction quests?
Yeah, the repeatable faction quests
It's, I
are it's so easy to get burned out on them because there's only
yeah.
like I'm fine with everything being combat based because the combat in Fallout 4 it's the first time it is the first time Bethesda has ever made good combat.
Mm-hmm.
I, and I'm saying this as somebody who's put 2,000 hours into Oblivion, like 500 into Skyrim, and like 300 into Fallout 3.
Right, right. It feels like a competent shooter.
Yeah, and that's and the fact that there's so much customized, like so many things you can customize. I adore it, but the faction quests, it's just so easy to get burned out on them because it's like, oh, I have to go to this place that I've been to twice before and kill this one guy. I can pretty much sneak there, not kill anybody, and
Yeah,
leave.
that's what I law like. It's there. It's free experience and free caps, and if you want to, I don't want to say expose that, but if you want to just do that and get infinite levels that way, more power to you. But it started to bother me when I had to go to like Abernathy Farm and find this guy's wife from some raiders. Let's go. Okay, I'll do this, and then like 6 or 7 quests later, um, it's the same exact thing. Like go to
Yep.
Abernathy Farm, and I'm like, I was already there. And it's like help find my wife's friend, and like just save them from raiders. It's like really, like it's
Again?
like come on, it's the second or third time I've been here, for different quests, and it's so frustrating. Um, and I was like, ugh, like it rubbed me the wrong way. Um, but again, like if you want to do that route, like if you want to get pretty much free infinite caps and infinite experience, go for
Grind
it.
those
Yeah,
quests
go
out.
for it. But I'm like, like it. There's a part of in me that it's like there's a quest right there, and I really want to do it. Like it's how I feel about like MMOs and stuff. Like if there's a quest there, like I want to take that quest, but for fall like I know it's just a fetch quest that I've done 10 times already. Find this part for a Brotherhood of Steel member, but like that's one complaint I have with the game. Fallout 4 for me, unfortunately, um, didn't live up to my astronomical hype, but it's still a rock solid game. Like there's no denying that it's
Yeah.
improved upon a lot.
I had literally no hype for it.
Oh, it's been my most anticipated game since Diablo 3, which that's my most anticipated game of all time. So
I had no hype for the game at all. I knew it was coming out. Fallout 3, I beat all the quests and then I was done with it. I really didn't touch it after that.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that was fun. I enjoyed it and all that jazz. But I didn't even pay attention to Fallout 4 that much. And then the week beforehand, I started watching gameplay videos. I'm like, oh my God, this is everything I've ever wanted from a Bethesda game. So I was like, I got to get this. And then when I got it, well, it darn near ruined my life.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like it's just rock solid. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, regarding like the perk chart and everything. At first I was critical. I was like, how's Bethesda gonna work this out without having like the number based skill system. But as I started exploring it more, I'm like, I feel like there's more. You can more freely build your characters a specific way if you want to. It's easier to go about, and I think there's still the creativity if you want it. If you seek it and you put time into research, or you test out these different builds, it's there and you're going to be rewarded. Like the marksman build you and your piece that you described, like that sounds so badass, and like that alone. I'm like, man, like I really want to play Fallout 4 right now. Like do a second playthrough and do that build because it sounds so much fun.
Yeah, well, I had a friend who played through the game and he didn't take any. The only damage or the only attack or perks that he took that gave him additional damage were the bloody mess perks.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, like he didn't take gunslinger, he didn't take rifleman, he didn't take commando, he didn't take anything like that. He didn't even take any of the he didn't even take any of the melee perks because he's like the combat's so easy and he's like I'm just having so much fun being able to roll whatever the hell I want or go wherever I want. And he's like, and now that he's like, without that, the combat's actually interesting. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Knife Freeze says you've already nuked 10 Pines once. Remember? I'm not sure if you know that person, Dylan, or not. So
that is my roommate.
Oh, okay.
he's right. I actually fired the big boy Merv at 10 Pines because I was so sick of their crap.
We need help. Help yourselves, damn it.
I love so much. Every third quest is to help them, those ungrateful curs.
Oh my god. Anyways, is there anything else you want to say about what you're playing or anything?
No, that's about it. I could talk all day about Fallout.
Yeah. I feel you.
I won't burden people with that.
Brett, to finish off, what's up?
What are you playing?
I'm glad you asked, Dylan, because I am playing the single greatest game ever created. A game that I am willing to admit I am addicted to this game, and that is Final Fantasy XIV.
Gee, I couldn't tell by the gameful chats.
Really? I never talk about the game. That's sarcasm, by the way, viewers. So in our general chat, John's group me picture is Final Fantasy XIV. Mine is Final Fantasy XIV, and Cody's is Final Fantasy XIV. And like once every 3 days, at least once a week, I'll post in like a message like, "Hey guys, just a reminder that Final Fantasy XIV is the greatest game of all time." But seriously, I'm helplessly addicted to this game. I am having so much fun with it. I got my brother into it, and he's like, it's like I can't do it. And then he's playing it now, and like he'll like randomly text me like just Final Fantasy, and I'm like, I wish I could play right now, but I can't. Like it's just it started off with just John and Cody, and now it's like John's playing, Cody's playing, Michael's playing, I'm playing, and just we have like I have like 6 or 7 friends, and I'm like, holy cow, this is the best. Like it's such a fantastic experience. And truthfully, it's, in my opinion, the best Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy IX, maybe. I just the main story itself is sound. I just all these little touches to it. I just love that they have, because it's just it's Final Fantasy, and I'm a huge fan. And I got the expansion Heaven's Ward, and it's gonna be a while before I get to that because they add in all these patch quests. I guess kind of just laid the foundation for it and kind of like exposition before you finally get into it. And I've been following that, so like that seems to be a pretty lengthy quest line before you even get to the expansion. And it's just another excuse to play Final Fantasy 14, and the dungeons are great, and it's so much stinking fun. I'm gonna stop talking because I just
Yeah, no, that's kind of how I feel about Fallout 4.
yeah, for sure. Kyle, welcome back. You were having some technical issues, but you seem to be all
Yeah.
okay now.
Yeah, it's just my laptop crashed.
No,
so
no, okay,
It
well.
does that a lot, so.
It's all right. Glad to. Oh, it happens like twice a day. Like, oh man.
It does. It can.
I mean, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we're all squared away now.
At least my audio files are still
Oh yeah,
salvageable.
thank
so,
goodness. That's why Kyle was radio silent for like 25 minutes. So I'll do to talk about Fallout 4. He didn't go away. He dropped, but that's the reason why. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up what we're playing, guys. There's something on the horizon. It's big. It's booming. It's in my face right now.
Oh my.
It is the new storm.
Boom!
Boom. There we go.
I do it right.
It's okay. You got it.
All right.
That's all I
The
meant.
news storm. Let's do it.
Yes, exactly how you said. That was an elegant way of saying it. Anyways, so Final Fantasy VII, the remake, is rumored to be episodic, which is definitely an interesting take. So,
I heard people are getting salty about that.
I mean, it's the internet. What people are salty about everything. To be honest, you don't like this game? Oh, I hate you. You're an idiot. Well, I have
a lot of thoughts on it.
We have opinions on it. 1 second. I'm sorry. I am poorly saying this name. Chewing says, "Boom! Thank you for contributing to the news storm." I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name terribly, but I tried my best there.
Wait, is it SCHU?
Yes.
Oh, that's my sister.
Oh, nice, nice.
Okay, apparently I need to keep the Twitch stream up.
There you go. Well, thank you for stopping by, Dylan's sister.
Hi, dearie.
Nice.
All right.
Cody says, Dylan fam hype. Nice. So anyways, so Square Enix's Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be released episodically. At PSX we saw a new trailer and a little bit of new info on the game itself. And this is from the Square Enix, quote, Final Fantasy VII Remake will be told across a multi-part series with each entry providing its own unique experience. And from what it sounds like, it's like they said, it's like one full-fledged game. But I mean, what does that mean? Is that like a 20-hour thing? Is it a 5-hour increment? Like there's
from my understanding was each one. It's still going to be the full Final Fantasy VII experience.
Yeah, of course.
But each one is going to begin and end at a definite point.
Mm-hmm. Like a high or low, like a memorable. I'm not trying to spoil anything. Like boom, episode 1 ends. Like when you get out of Midgar, like episode 1 could end there because that's a significant change in the narrative and just a huge change of scenery. So it would make sense that it would end there, and then episode 2 would end somewhere down the storyline.
Yeah. To me, I don't know, the way games are going nowadays, I'm just at this point, and we could talk all day about how shooters are getting rid of their couch co-op and they're going only multi, but with episodic games that were coming out the way they are, they've been fine with episodic games like Life is Strange, and then obviously any of the Telltale series. They deliver, and I'm wary just because I'm not a big fan of a lot of the newer Final Fantasies, and that's the only reason I'm wary about it. I'm terribly afraid they won't be able to do it justice.
Right.
And that's the only thing I'm worried about. Granted, I don't think making it episodic is going to change whether it's good or not.
No, I don't think. I still think the quality is there. It's still a kick-ass RPG. It's gonna be a weird way of how I go about this. Real quickly, this is via Eurogamer. Here's a lengthy quote from Yoshinori Kitase. He's the producer at Square Enix. He's been with the Final Fantasy team for a long time. He says, quote, producing a proper HD remake of Final Fantasy VII that maintains the same feeling of density of the original would result in a volume of content that couldn't possibly fit into one installment, he said. We've seen everyone's comments and reactions to the news that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be a multi-part series, and many have speculated correctly as to the reason why we have made this decision. If we were to try to fit everything from the original into one remake installment, we would have to cut various parts and create a condensed version of Final Fantasy VII. We know none of you would want that. I hope that by explaining a little more about our design decisions that you can appreciate the size of this project and what we have planned for this remake, going beyond the scale and depth of the world, narrative, and gameplay from the original to deliver something that feels familiar yet new. As I said before, we like delivering surprises. Oof.
There's a reason why I think they are making it episodic is because they want to get the game out sooner. Because Square Enix, they take a very long time to develop their games. Just look at Final Fantasy 15. But because Final Fantasy 7 was a gigantic game, and to make the Final Fantasy 7 remake to those standards now, they're gonna have to do a lot more than what they did to Final Fantasy 7 back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're going to release it episodic, it means that we're going to get the game sooner, and we're going to get a more full-fledged game because of that. If one episode comes out, which could be, who knows, a year from now, 2 years from now, who knows when we'll actually see the Final Fantasy VII remake. But and they take the first episode and then they start working on the second episode and the third episode, whatever. They can actually get a lot more done in a shorter amount of time than they were if they were to focus on making it one full package.
Right, because right now Square has, Final Fantasy 15, which is to come out next year. Kingdom Hearts 3, which will
probably come out next year.
We could see late next year or sometime in 2017. And then, third on that totem pole is Final Fantasy VII Remake. So it does make sense to cut it off into pieces and, focus on one episode at a time and keeping it true to the original game, which, I'm perfectly fine with because, I wouldn't want to see stuff cut out. And, the combat seems to be changing too. It's more action-based, how 15 looks, which I said in the last podcast I'm perfectly okay with because I feel like it's more accessible. And, while I love, turn-based and active time battle, combat and RPGs, others don't. And, I feel like it'll be more widely accepted now to have a more action-based because it could get dull for others.
If they were just going to use the original combat system in Final Fantasy VII, then what would be the point of remaking it? Because if they were to remake it, they want to do more stuff with it. So if they were held back with the active time battle or active whatever turn-based, it wouldn't really make sense to make it into a remake with that system still intact. So if they're going to remake it, make it better and more nostalgic for people who love Final Fantasy VII, they need to evolve in some ways. So I believe that's why they're using the combat that they use for Crisis Core.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I'm thinking right, I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to do 3 episodes, and it's going to follow the free disc. You'll have the first episode, that'll be the first disc. You have the second episode, that'll be the second disc, and the third episode, that'll be the third disc.
Which would realistically make sense. It's,
that's fine.
When you put it that way, that makes sense. Because, disc 1 is I mean, they're all hefty in their own right, but
Kind of like Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
Cody, what the heck? Hello.
a wild Cody appears.
Use a Pokeball.
I'm not on the voice chat. Just Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3. Mention it.
Final Fantasy 5. Cody says.
No, that's not what I said.
So Cody popped out of nowhere. He's streaming this podcast. He pops out of nowhere. What the? I totally forgot he was here. That scared the hell out of me. Oh my God, Cody! Please don't do that to me.
Mention Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3.
He wants me to mention Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3. I did it, Cody. There's your point.
I mean, for the episode. So I'm trying.
Cody's communicating from beyond the grave that Final Fantasy 13 parts 1, 2, and 3 were also different episodic games, and it might be handled like that.
Yes,
Possibly.
Again, I mean,
hopefully each episode isn't $60.
No, I would hope not, but
it probably will be. But
we don't.
I'm
not going to say probably. Definitely, we don't know.
Knowing Square Enix, it probably will be. But that's my theory. Now each episode will be $60, but at the same time, each episode will be hopefully very lengthy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Make grunting noises and affirmation.
So I mean, I think we've spoken enough about Final Fantasy VII. So let's move on to.
But
what? No. No more Final Fantasy. You guys talk about Final Fantasy too much.
It's Final Fantasy VII Remake is also being developed by the guys who make the Naruto games. I believe Connect something.
Please no.
I couldn't tell you. I don't follow that series.
So they're actually this game's actually being co-developed. So I guess they're working on the combat stuff. I guess since they work on Naruto games. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of interesting in my opinion that they're actually getting help with this.
Nice. So Kyle, Dylan, a game was announced. A beloved game that has many would consider one of the greats in terms of video game history.
Oh, are you talking about the fact that Turok 64 is getting remade by Night Dive Studios?
Yes!
Or are you talking about Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3?
Cody, stop! Drop.
Cody, get off his Skype call!
Cody, please! Leave me alone!
If I leave the Skype call, it's gonna end the stream. I can't do that.
Is this speed? Is this a blackmail, Cody? If you don't do this, I'm gonna end the stream.
Anyway, what was announced, Brett?
System Shock 3,
which I'm really hyped for, has
been announced. So, Other Side Entertainment has confirmed that System Shock 3 is in development, and I guess there was an accidental reveal, for a countdown clock that was set to reveal the announcement today. There are, some details about the game, and it doesn't have a date yet. There are no platforms, but a familiar character named Shodan will return, and the game's website has been updated with new dialogue for the character provided by her original voice actor. So, and people working on this, new game of System Shock 3 are original team members like concept artist Rob Waters and Other Side founder Paul Neurath, who originally led the series development, for the original System Shock games. So, are you guys excited for this? I've never played System Shock, but I've, heard nothing but great things.
I played them a while back, so my memory is so foggy, but I have such fond memories of it being one of the first, other than the Half-Life series, one of the first science fiction horror pieces, actual creeping dread kinds of horror series that I played, and I really hope they reprise that with this new one. And I'm kind of excited to see what they do, because it sounds like they're trying to innovate a lot. They were even suggesting that they want to do VR with some of them too.
Ooh.
They want to do things that are based around VR, which I'm not a big VR guy, But I think there's a lot of opportunity with System Shock, so we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was Ken Levine on the System Shock team? Like, is there a relation between System Shock and BioShock?
I'm looking it up right now.
I may have heard something. I don't,
There's no canonical relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no canonical relationship, but a lot of the inspirations from BioShock, yes, he was actually the lead designer for System Shock 2.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, but like a lot of the things that pulled over from the System Shock series was like the all like learning about backstory through like audio like audio cues and audio bits.
Yeah.
That was one of the things they pulled through. The kind of subtle horror aspects were one of the things that they pulled through as well. There's no relation in terms of lore, though. They're their own separate entities.
Okay. Yeah, I think I heard it somewhere that either Ken Levine was on System Shock, which inspired him to make BioShock, or there is some kind of like BioShock drew from System Shock.
It's basically a spiritual successor of sorts.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind playing System Shock 1 or 2.
Well, System Shock 1's being remade. So.
Oh, wow.
It is. Yes,
what?
It is.
This is news to me.
You heard it here first on the Game Bowl.
Boom. Confirmed. Is this recent news, or is this, revealed earlier in the year?
Last couple of weeks.
Okay. Is it do they have a developer or platform?
I don't know. I will look that up.
Or is it just like System Shock's being remade?
System Shock's being remade. I'll do some research while we move the podcast along.
Okay.
I think it's PC, just PC exclusive.
Okay.
For the time being, anyway.
Right. Well, Dylan, while you look that up and get some information, we're going to move on. So, Akuma from Street Fighter is going to be in Tekken 7. So, again, Bandai Namco has added Akuma to Tekken 7, Fated Retribution, and apparently Akuma is integrally involved in the story, and
his trailer places him as the guy that's supposed to take down Heihachi.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but that's what I'm reading right now. So, it's interesting that a Street Fighter character is in a big time series, quite like Tekken. But,
Street Fighter Cross Tekken was definitely.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe this is why he hasn't been announced for Street Fighter 5.
To be fair, I've played about 4 minutes of Street Fighter, and like the last Tekken I played, it was like Tekken 2 or something. So I don't have much knowledge of the series, so I apologize for my lack of knowledge there. But so what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I just always love seeing fighting game crossovers. The trailer has like the traditional view of Heihachi throwing Jin over the side of the volcano or the side of the cliff. The whole tigers throw their young down the cliff, the strong climb up, and then it just shows Kuma talking to some woman. I actually don't know who she is. I don't know if she has any story importance, but saying like basically you need to be the one to defeat Heihachi, and he says, I will be the one to defeat him at the end of the day. So I don't know. I'm excited. I always love to see, interesting crossovers with like fighting game characters, like what MKX is doing. I get so excited every time they announce a new season, and every time Killer Instinct announces new characters, I get all flustered.
Right. Yeah, is Heihachi the spiky-haired guy?
He's the bald dude with the hair that shoots out either side of his head, and he's
okay, yeah.
He was, if you played Soul Calibur 2 on the PlayStation 2, he was the character that they brought in for that.
Okay, because the name sounds familiar. If you showed me a picture, I'm like, oh, I know that guy. So Yeah, the name rings a bell.
Yeah, no, that's exciting.
Nice. More, fighting game stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait for that. Smash Direct tomorrow. Oh boy, that's the fighting stuff I look forward to.
Oh no.
Anyways, up next, so Star Wars 1313 may be revived in some capacity. So this is via Eurogamer, and so in an interview with Slash Film, Lucasfilm head Kathleen Kennedy revealed that Star Wars 1313, which for years we saw a sweet trailer that I believe was supposed to go into Boba Fett's past and his backstory, but since then it's kind of been thought to be dead, or just it's been in video game purgatory. We may not get it, even though the trailer looked really interesting. In an interview with Slash Film, Kennedy revealed that the abandoned game may get a new lease of life. And concerning the concept material for the release, Kennedy said, quote, "We don't want to throw any of that stuff away. It's gold. And it's something that we're spending a lot of time looking at, pulling through, discussing, and we may well develop things further. We definitely want to." So it sounds like the potential for Star Wars 1313 is very much real. It's Star Wars is a huge thing right now. Hell, the movie's coming out this week, Episode 7. So it's just like, this is awesome news to hear. If it is to come back and we finally see something from this.
My question to all this is who do you give it to? Because if you tell me any of the huge AAA developers out there, I'm going to say absolutely not.
I don't even think it would be a video game.
Like, I don't want to see it get the Activision or
EA
treatment. God, no.
Totally agree.
Like, give it to. I would say give it to like. I don't know. I'd be afraid to give it to any of the AAA developers, but I feel like that's what Disney's going to do. Because, I mean, look at where Battlefront ended up, which I know some people like it and some people do, but I look at Battlefront and I kind of shudder away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be worried to see what they do with 1313.
If it doesn't get made back into like a video game, I hope that it'd be turned into like a TV show, much in the form of like Clone Wars or whatever. Because Boba Fett is a very interesting character, and of course he's Jango Fett's son. So I think it'd be interesting to see like his actual backstory, either in a video game like 1313, or if they decide to make it into like a TV show or a cartoon, whatever, which Disney may be liable to actually do, who knows. But either way, I want it to be revived and turned at least something of that form.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Regarding the developer, honestly, I don't know who I would want on it. I mean, in terms of quality, Naughty Dog or Bethesda, but I don't know if they'd be the right, like, realistically, I don't know if they'd be the right fit for it. I feel like that wouldn't be. It would be a weird partnership, if you will.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't, like, coming off Uncharted and The Last of Us and all these beautiful epics, and then go to Star Wars, which is very much different. I would certainly trust him with it. And I'm like Naughty Dog, really? Like that's an interesting choice.
I'd say Naughty Dog. I think they'd be able to handle it.
Yeah, for sure. I just I'd want someone to be able to use the quality. Star Wars is an expansive universe and all its lore, and Boba Fett, for me, I don't know much about him. He's just this very mysterious character, and I would love to play a game that delves into his past. A game that's specific around him, and on top of that, it has sound gameplay and other things. So we'll see. I've a lot of people are were so excited for this game, and then it kind of just vanished away. So hopefully it comes back.
I was kind of thinking Epic Games.
Okay.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, to backtrack a little bit, we're talking about System Shock 3 earlier. So I went to look up who's redoing System Shock 3. Do you remember when I made the joke about Turok 64 is being remade by Night Dive Studios?
No way.
Yeah, I know. That's dead serious. Turok 64 is coming back by Night Dive Studios, but the System Shock remake is also made by Night Dive Studios, too.
Oh, wow. Wait, so you weren't joking about the Turok 64 remake?
No, I'm dead serious. It got announced a few hours ago.
What?
It's not a remake. It's a port, but they're making it. Making it not run like it's on an N64.
Right. At 6 frames per second.
So a remaster.
Oh man.
It's a remaster. Sorry, not a remake. But
I love Turok too.
Yeah, Night Dive Studios is heading up the Turok remaster and the System Shock remaster, and they actually the System Shock remaster has actually already been out since September apparently, but they want to do more to it, and I think it's gonna get like if you remember, Perfect Dark got like a rebuild almost for the 360 store. I think they're gonna do something to that effect.
Right.
Black Mesa.
Yeah, I remember that. For Perfect Dark, like. Just the way like Joanna looked, I was like, oh, like, this is weird to see for the first time. It reminds me of when I played Halo 1, the 360 remake. And I was like, oh, like that's like I remember, my memories of it as a kid playing it, and I'm like, like this is weird to look at, like new graphics. I'm like, I don't know, I like that, but that's pretty funny that the joke you made before, like that's who's developing it.
Yeah.
So DG Rift says Naughty Dog, they are Bay, and he wants them to do the Star Wars 1313.
You're not wrong.
Possibly revival. So the last story that we'll get to, because we're running low on time here. So Fable Legends Open Beta has been delayed to 2016, and this is via Polygon. It's been delayed to until next spring. And Lionhead Studios announced this today. It was originally set for a holiday release. I believe the open beta itself was. Lionhead felt it was best to extend the online multiplayer game's closed beta in order to receive further feedback on the game before bringing it out to the public and having more people try it out. The closed beta, it says, has been running since 2014. I know I've had a code for it. I've since lost it, or it's since been expired. But I had an interest in Fable Legends, but I'm like really, it's a beta. I mean, really, to me, I'm just like you're gonna delay a beta. First off, the closed beta has been going since last year, and you're gonna delay the beta by a couple months, open beta by a couple months. Like, come on, like it's a little silly.
The last two podcasts I was on, and I'll always stand by my word: delay everything.
Of course.
I hope everything always gets delayed. Take your time. But as far as it being anything related to Fable anymore, as somebody who is a diehard Fable 1 fan.
Oh, it's one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
And then cried myself to sleep in the first 2 hours of Fable 2 or Fable 3 because of just how much I hated it. I really don't care anymore.
That's
we
fair.
can move on to the next piece of news for all I care.
I'm gonna try out Fable Legends eventually, but I'm not gonna there are times where I'm like, oh man, this game looks looks interesting. I adore Fable 1 and I really enjoy Fable 2, so I'm like, I have some history with the series, so why not check this out? It's much different than the canonical Fables and the main ones in the series, but
I will wait for review.
Yes, I don't plan on reviewing it, but we'll see. It's free to play now, so we'll see how that goes. So quickly, just to round everything out, it seems that the original Mario Galaxy might be heading to the Wii U Virtual Console. Just some interesting news there. Super Mario Galaxy 2
is already on there.
Yeah, it's already on there on the eShop, the Virtual Console, along with Metroid Prime Trilogy and Punch Out. So that's pretty interesting. Mario Galaxy 1 is still like $20 for a physical copy, I believe, 20 or 30. So it's it's still up there in price.
Yeah, no, Wii U is like fully compatible with Wii games, so
yeah, it is. And I feel like weird saying I haven't played a Mario Galaxy game, but I haven't. It's so this is some good news to hear if it does in fact come to The Wii U Virtual Console.
I'm still waiting for Xenoblade Chronicles to come to the Virtual Console because it's already in Europe and Japan on the Virtual Console.
That'll happen eventually. Just give it time.
Yeah,
localization's weird. Just look at how long it took Yakuza 5 to get over here.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles got a 3D re-release though, so I'm like, yeah, I feel like they're less inclined to, put it on the Virtual Console at this point. But I can understand the sentiment. But anyways, that is going to wrap up episode 41 of the Game Boat Podcast, which again posts to iTunes every Tuesday and YouTube every Wednesday. And if you have any questions or topics we should discuss, feel free to tweet us at _GameBolts. And, if you go on the site, some of our recent stuff is Jason's fantastic Ni no Kuni 2 trailer recap. Basically, he goes through the trailer and kind of just stops it and pinpoints things from the first Ni no Kuni that, could play a role in this next game. Or just, some of the little touches he notices. And I sat there, I was like, I'm impressed. Like, that's, because I know he's a huge fan of Ni no Kuni 1. So, great work by Jason. Dylan, you recently put up a trigger warnings article, which for the beginner's guide, I believe.
Yes, I've been posting. I think I put up an article every other day for the last week. I put up a trigger warning article for the beginner's guide, which was extremely hard to tackle because as I was playing through the game, it hits so many different points of what trigger warnings is about different mental illnesses and how to deal with trauma and overcoming internal struggles. It just nails it on so many different symbolic levels. I'm like, I don't know how to write an article on this. It was really hard. So I did my best. I'm going to do something with it later on because I feel like I can dig a lot more. But yeah, that was one of the most recent things that I put up there. That's of noteworthy. Other than that, I put up a slew of Fallout 4 articles.
Yeah, the builds and playing with the sound off and everything. A lot of Fallout 4 stuff.
As far as your trigger warnings and stuff go, I've heard Undertale is pretty impactful.
I've also heard that I need to play Undertale, and I'm always looking for suggestions for the trigger warning series because I'm getting to the point where I'm actually starting to run low on what games I can play.
Xenosaga.
Oh god, no, not playing a JRPG.
What?
It's really expensive anyway.
Dylan, please.
I grew up with Halo and Call of Duty.
I understand.
And,
but
Fire.
Dark Souls is a JRPG, man.
No, it's not. It's an RPG produced by Japanese company. It is not a JRPG.
That's a JRPG.
That's like you have a girlfriend and friends who are girls. They're two different things.
Explain why you feel depressed after playing Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, or 3.
Cody, no way!
The time.
About Final Fantasy 13.
Cody, what is with your recent infatuation for Final Fantasy 13?
And no one can hear this. They just think we're crazy.
Oh, damn it, that's right. Cody,
don't hear that Cody's butting in on our Skype call.
Cody's the fan making us crazy.
Anyways,
we did an interview with Imogen Form about SteamWorld Heist. That you might want to.
That's right. Liam interviewed, the CEO of Imogen Form, and it's a sound interview and kind of coincides with the release of SteamWorld Heist. So be sure to check it out on the site. We're doing our weekly Game of the Year articles where everybody, can post their thoughts on their current Game of the Year and just why they love the game they chose.
I'm writing one for Xenoblade Chronicles X.
There you go. I will have one soon. I think Liam's doing one for Until Dawn. This should be coming up soon. And we're doing a December giveaway. It's not a traditional giveaway. The way that we've done it, we choose a game and you get that game. It's more of like a little gift box, filled with all these little items that provide us from Michael.
It's almost like a loot crate.
Yeah, it's like a loot crate in a sense.
It's a Game Bolt crate.
Yeah, for sure.
The Game Bolt crate.
Yeah. Michael put that together, and there's a lot of little items in there that we can appreciate, especially for, the holiday coming up. And also, we made a Reddit or subreddit.
Subreddit.
Okay, subreddit. I don't know anything about Reddit, so you guys you two can speak about this.
Kyle and I are actually two of the moderators on
Yep.
the recent Gamebolt subreddit, which you can find at reddit.com/r/thegamebolt, and it's just all one word, the Gamebolt.
Yeah, with
If
capital T and capital G and capital B.
And
Right.
if you've never used Reddit, Reddit is more of like an open community forum. It's very easy to use, very easy to understand. You basically just make an account, and then you can post articles, you can post discussions and text links, and just anything that you'd want to see showing up on this on the subreddit. And we've made one that's kind of Gamebolt centric and how we work at the Gamebolt, where it's all just about us, talking about games and having a good time. It's a very laid back atmosphere. It's only been up for a few days, and I'll let Kyle talk about what he does. But what I basically do is, I'm trying to keep everything moving. I'm starting to do some ambassador work with other subreddits so we can get things rolling with that. But if you guys want to kind of interact with us a little bit more, it's a more direct way to do it.
Definitely.
But yeah, and as where I post articles, Kyle actually posts discussion questions every day, and I'll let him talk more to that.
Yeah, I like to describe myself as a social mod on the subreddit. So basically what I do is I post topic discussions on the subreddit for basically the past two I've done since the subreddit has been opened has been to talk about our favorite games of this year, and then the second one was what games are we most looking forward to next year. So basically, my goal for this is to come up with a topic every day for you, the community, jump in and say what you think and stuff like that, and I'll join in and talk to you guys and everything. Just the whole entirety of the Game Bolt will be there mostly at subreddit and just like commuting with our community. So that's basically what I'm doing. Is just I forgot to put one up today. It's kind of hard for me to think up, but it's definitely something that you want to check out because each day I'll have a new topic for you guys to see and comment on, and we'll interact with you. And just it just forms us a community. So we're beyond just a website now. We're a community. We're the Gamebolt.
Yeah.
So
I have a good question you can put on Reddit. Or not a question, but a statement, if you will. Final Fantasy XIV is the greatest game ever made.
What about Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, and 3?
Cody, shut up about Final Fantasy 13, 1, 2, 3.
And the best part is, like, Cody, like, whispers it. He's like, why can't you talk about this Final Fantasy voice?
Just pouring honey into our ears.
Anyways, again, you can follow us at _Gamebolt, and all three of us are on Twitter, so you can follow all three of us. Dylan, where can we find you?
At Optimistic Gamer, with the O as a 0.
There you go. Kyle, where can we find you?
It's kind of hard to describe.
Just put your Twitter name.
I'll say it.
Throw it out there.
Clockdown Army with Clockdown, and then R as a literal R.
The letter R.
And then me.
The letter R and then me. And then you can find me at Brett Woodmansee, WOODMANSEE. Thank you so much for stopping by the Twitch stream and just, talking with us. And we'll be back next week with some more video game discussions. You guys take care.
Yep. See y'all.